to State Street Theater. Come on in. We are so happy to have you come join us today so we can show off our beautiful theater. We just got done with a big capital campaign and improvements. But first of all, I want to introduce you to our new executive director, Lori Jewell. Lori, welcome back to New Ulm.
Oh, thanks so much. It's really nice to be back. I grew up here. I graduated in 1989 from New Ulm Public High School, and this was actually my junior high. So it's really cool to be back and be able to take everything that you guys have worked so hard on and getting all the new improvements and everything, and now we can take it to the next level. So I'm glad to be part of the team.
Well, before we show you what we have done to the theater, we want to tell you a little bit about the history of our building. So at New Ulm's founding, so way back in 1854, the site was set aside for education. So this block was set aside for education. The courthouse block was set aside for government, and Turner Hall block was set aside for fitness and social activities. At one time, there was actually two schools on this property. They were called the Emerson Elementary School and the Union High School. And later on in life, we will talk about the apartment buildings because that became the Emerson Union Apartments. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But in 1915, there was crowding happening in the schools, in the Union and the Emerson. So this new school was built. So the central portion of this school was built. And in 1938, because of crowding, there was this area that you're in right now was completed. It was through the Works Progress Administration, and it was the auditorium and gymnasium, also the band room downstairs and the small gym, the wrestling room. All those were completed in 1939. And if you look at this plaque, you can see the gymnasium and the Board of Education that was involved in this at that time. It was the Works Progress Administration, and Linus Glotzbach was the state administrator of the Works Progress Administration. So during the Great Depression, the government was trying to come up with jobs for people to do to help them, and this was one of the big constructions. This was probably one of the largest WPA projects in the state of Minnesota. So then one more time in 1956, there was more crowding again. That was before Lori and I became in this school. Those baby boomers, that's right. And I'm the last of the baby boomers. But there was one more addition, and that's where the science rooms and so forth were added on. So over time, the Emerson and the Union School were tore down to keep going, adding on to this school. And then at one time, so when our dads, who graduated together in 1959, went here, this was the high school. But then in about 1974, the new high school was built out on Payne Street, and this became junior high. So when Lori and I were here, it was the junior high. So 7th, 8th, and 9th grade was here. Then in the 1990s or so, it became the middle school. And then after the district decided that they didn't need to use this school anymore, they were going to be building another school, and they added on to the present middle school now. They closed this location up. So at that time, a local group of investors bought the entire site, and they were called Senate. And this group's purpose was to assist in finding a solution to our workforce housing shortage and to turn ownership of this auditorium back over to a performing arts group. So then what happens with the other side? So this became the performing arts area, but the other side, the old school area, then the Community Housing Development Corporation bought the schoolroom portion. And Senate arranged with the New Ulm Actors Community Theater, which was a not-for-profit that had been doing plays in New Ulm for years, to accept the responsibility of ownership of the theater. It then officially became State Street Theater, and thus becoming a true business, which it is today. So the first order of business was kind of a boring one, and luckily we weren't part of it. But it was a capital campaign of about $350,000, and it was to separate the utilities, including the steam, the water, and electricity, from the other part of the building.
So that was the area that was the school portion.
Yes.
From the theater portion.
Right.
Okay.
That's when they closed off the hallway to the home ec room, so you could no longer get into that area.
Okay.
They also paved the parking lot and tuck pointed the exterior. All kind of boring things, but had to happen. Right. So, but the Emerson Union, where the apartments are, they went through a $15 million rehabilitation and historic preservation project.
And did they leave use some of the original
So cool.
pieces?
So luckily they had an open house for people to come through, and wherever they could keep the chalkboards, the woodworking, the built-ins, everything, the wood floors, they kept them. And then I remember the big drafty windows.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I remember a teacher used to somehow rig that we would get more steam into our room in the winter. It was so cold. But they put in historic replica windows, which are beautiful, and the sunlight that comes in through these windows are beautiful. So there's 49 units in that apartment building, and they're 1, 2, and 3 bedroom units, and they're really nice. They're for low income housing. Right now, from what I heard just in the last 2 weeks, is that there's a waiting list for people to stay there. It's really, really, really nice. Yes.
great.
The old library became a community space.
Oh, I
So
love
that's
that.
really neat. So they also won an award. They received an award in 2021, the Minnesota Real Estate Journal Award, for how they created this space out of schoolrooms. It's really neat. Yes. So today, State Street Theater continues as a nonprofit entity, and not only producing plays every year, but we have a lot of music venues in our calendar of events too. So always be watching, because we're always busy doing something. Lori's cooking up some creative things. We're governed by a board of directors, very hardworking board of directors. We have a full-time executive director, Lori, so we're happy to have her. And we've got office managers and with Janice Olson and also Christina Kister, and a slew of amazing volunteers, which
Couldn't do it without them.
we couldn't. And it's so fun to be a volunteer. So if you're looking for volunteer opportunities, it's so easy. You go on our website, you click on volunteer, you can choose if you want to take tickets or if you want to be in the concession stand, if you want to usher. Super easy. You get a free ticket to the venue. It's a great way to meet people.
In fact, Lisa, right now we're looking for some volunteers who could help us with promotion around town. So we make posters, and they need to be dropped off all over, not just in New Ulm, but in neighboring cities as well. So maybe you live in a neighboring town and you easily commute back and forth. You drive over there all the time. Great, grab a couple of posters from us, drop those off for us. So we've got other volunteer opportunities as well.
So how many volunteers do you have on your list about, do you think?
I think over 250 people that help when they can. It's really awesome.
Right. But if you think about when we have plays or music events, that's 15 people at least a night, at least. Right. Yes. Okay, so we are just now working on a $700,000 capital campaign. So we're going to take you into the theater and show you what we've done. So when you walk in here, you're going to notice all the beautiful new painting that has been done, and also check out the carpeting and the new comfortable seats. Also, I want to talk about this area.
Yeah, so this is a space for people with abilities, disabilities, etc., handicap seating. So it can be really flexible. You can see all of these chairs are able to move and be reconfigured. So if you have a scooter that you ride, you can pull up in your scooter. You have a companion or a guest who came with you, great, we can pull up a chair for them. Also, we are able to put at least 6 wheelchairs here with a couple of companion seats as well. So it's really a nice flexible space for anyone who may be differently abled. And it's also nice, maybe you just got your knees redone, right? So you need to stretch out a little bit. You need some extra space. You're walking with a walker right now? No problem. We've got spots for that. And all of those are going to be designated on our website for when you're going to choose your tickets. So it's a great addition to the space here.
And we have it on both sides, so this side and the other side. So when we're walking down here, we're going to see these brand new aisle lights too, which are beautiful, especially when it's dark in here and the aisle lights are on, so it's gorgeous. And Laura, you were just talking about stretching out your legs, but let's talk a little bit about those chairs here that we've got. These, so originally they were wooden seats, designed
Tiny little seats.
designed for youth, so 17 inches across. Now they are beautiful cushioned seats and 20 to 22 inches across. So we have a few less chairs. I think we used to have like 860 chairs and now we're down to like 700, which is still a really large auditorium for this area, more than enough. We also have brand new carpet here as well. So, but everyone is raving about the comfortable seats. It also makes the acoustics in here nice also.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's a little more deadened, the sound from the productions, because all the chairs absorb some of that noise or the sound. Before we had a lot of reverb, and now if we want, we can add reverb, but it's not automatic, which is great. Also, I really like that we kept that Art Deco look So it really fits with the stylized items that are already architecturally a part of the building. But now we kind of enhance that by having that in the style of the carpet. Even the little tiny details on the edges of the seats, they have that little sway, of a ribbon. It's just gorgeous. Unbelievable. Yeah. So lots of detail, lots of cool things that most people wouldn't even think about. So I appreciate those important details. So now we are upstairs in our upper balcony area, and there were a few improvements that really needed to happen. And there was some water that was getting in to the windows that we previously had, and it was causing some cracks in the plaster. So we've redone all 3 of these windows, and they're beautiful, and they let in a lot of light. And in the evenings for performances, we can close them off as well. And then we also have a whole bunch of new banisters, railings. So these really make it much safer for getting up and down all throughout the upper balcony area. So that was a safety thing that we wanted to make sure that we were able to include.
The other thing in 1938, so we had the works progress that completed the building, but also through the government there was a federal arts project, and that kept the artists employed during the Great Depression also. So John Martin Sosha was the one that painted these murals. So he came to New Ulm, talked to Brown County Historical Society's director, Fred Johnson at that time, and learned a little bit about our town, and also talked to some early pioneers. So there's 3 different murals that he actually painted in the cities in Minneapolis, and then for a while after he was done painting them, they're painted on canvas. They were displayed at the Walker Art Center for a while, and then they were brought back to New Ulm and put inside the frames that were already built for them. And there's a picture that we'll show you in the Glatzbach Gallery that shows you the frames without the pictures in them. So these are on canvas, and they're painted on oil paintings. The first one is the one over here is the Traverse des Sioux Treaty signing. The one on the other side is the Battle of New Ulm. And probably my favorite one is this one over here that depicts New Ulm, the people of New Ulm and the tradespeople at that time. So a lot of construction was happening in New Ulm. You can see the gears and the land surveying. Also, you see the grain elevators and the grain in the front and the farmer. New Ulm was the 3rd largest grain milling city in the United States, only behind Buffalo, New York, and Minneapolis, St. Paul, and then it was New Ulm. So grain milling was very, very important to our town. So I'm glad that it was depicted in this mural also.
Can you explain a little bit, Lisa, about who owns the murals and why?
Right. Interesting is that the government still owns these murals.
The United States federal government. Mm-hmm. Okay. Explain more about
right.
that.
So, but we have to, even though they own them, it is our duty to maintain them and to always have them on view to the public as well. So when Lori was talking about the plaster cracking, we had to be very careful that they weren't going to cause any damage to the murals because we don't really own them.
Protect them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we are very, very happy to have their murals. And we do have, if you ever come to State Street Theater, we do have a brochure that tells you a little bit more about the murals also. So just find it in one of our brochure stands. So we talked about Linus Glatzbach being in charge of the WPA, the part that we're standing in right now that was built, that was all really part of the Art Deco. And if you kind of look at the walls, you can kind of see the Art Deco. This is all made from Artstone, which was in New Ulm, a New Ulm company, which is still around today also. And the showcases are still original from 1939 as well. So Linus's son, George Glatzbach, was a great donor to our State Street Theater. And we developed the Glatzbach Gallery a few years back just to showcase some of the history behind theater in New Ulm and also this building as well. So this is a picture of Linus Glatzbach, who helped build this building. And this is a picture of George, and both of them together. And George, again, was very fundamental in donating to this gallery area. This was the people that donated for our very first capital campaign. We're working on another sign like that for our capital campaign that we're just finishing up now as well. But throughout this area, there's different pictures of New Ulm when it was founding. That we have a picture of Turner Hall when it was first built in 1858. Turner Hall was a really great area for theater at that time also. Lori, do you know this lady?
I think I've heard she's an opera singer, but I don't know what the connection is.
You're exactly right. So she was an opera singer that was playing at Turner Hall, and while she was doing her act, her husband painted all the murals that are in the basement of Turner Hall.
Oh, and those murals are still on display.
Yes.
That's amazing.
They were uncovered about, 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago by Carol Elijah and crew. And so, but that is where they came from her husband. We also, part of our capital campaign, we also updated our bathrooms. So that's exciting. We have a brand new ADA bathroom on the other end of the hall. The boys' bathroom became the girls' bathroom and so forth. So through this area, this is where we have our concession stand. So when we have our events, we sell beer and wine, and we have Morgan Creek wine and Shell's beer products. So we keep everything local. So come and have a refreshment and listen to some good music.
And those are all run by volunteers.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And fun, yes. And if we keep going down, this whole alley is all Gladsbach Gallery. Here's some other cast and orchestra from Turner Hall. And this was Turner Hall in about 1901. That one was, this fire happened in, this building burned down, or part of it, I should say, not, this is still original. This burned down in 1952, and then it was rebuilt. Another Arsenic and Old Lace presented by the New Ulm Little Theater Guild back in 1943. This is how the buildings, so these were the two schools, the Emerson and the Union at one time. And then this is when the first part of the school that we're in right now was built. And then this was after the 1939 edition of the gymnasium and auditorium were added on also. And this is when they laid the cornerstone. So Mr. Glatzbach is talking during that time. And this is a cool picture. This is when the auditorium was being built. So you can see all the scaffolding and the floor before the hardwood came in. These were the directors of the WPA that visited New Ulm in 1938. And I like this one. This one is all the workers that built this school during the Great Depression. This is the gymnasium after all the seats and everything were in, and you can see where the frames are for the murals that we just looked at before the murals actually came. So another part of our capital campaign was to update our parking lot, in that we have an entrance and an exit. So it used to be you would come in and then you kind of get jammed in there. So now we've actually got an exit also, which really makes dropping people off really, really easy. It's wonderful. And this is also the entrance. If you come in the back door, so off of Washington Street, during our business hours, if you need to buy a ticket or anything, you can certainly come in this way also. Lori, we've got a new ticketing system though.
Yeah, we do, and I'm really excited about it. But it's hard for some folks because change is difficult. So we know that the change period is going to take some time, it's going to take some getting used to, but our staff here are totally here to support you with getting used to the new ticketing system. So at this point, we're going to be purchasing a ticket with a seat. So your seat number will be on your ticket, just like it is at all the movie theaters and all the other theaters around. So it's an opportunity for you to choose where you want to sit exactly, and not just be hopeful that you might get a seat, or need to maybe not get a seat on the aisle, or whatever you might want.
Or I love sitting in the balcony. I always think the balcony has such great views, so I want to be up there, so I can pick that. So that's great.
Absolutely, yep. So on our website, there's opportunities for you to buy tickets, or you can come into the box office, and we're normally going to be open 9 to noon, Monday through Friday, and we're happy to walk you through the process. So we can do it for you. You can pay in cash, check, or card here at the box office, or online with a credit card. So it's a really simple system. You choose your seats, you hit continue, it shows you a whole map of all the seats you can pick from, and it shows which ones are occupied, etc. We also have the opportunity for you to choose your handicap seating for you and your companions as well, so it really makes it simple.
Welcome to this month's Something Artsy, which is sponsored by State Street Theater. And also we want to thank NewCat for coming and taping us, and also grants from Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council and the New Ulm Area Foundation for allowing us to put these segments on for you. We are in a special location this month. We are at State Street Theater. We are showing off our brand new seats, and we're going to talk a little bit to our new executive director, Lori Jewell, about that later in her segment with State Street Theater. But right now we have Amy Johnson from Brown County Historical Society, and we've got a lot of fun things coming up this month. So,
Okay.
all right, so let's start with the exhibits.
Okay.
So we've got
Yep.
New Ulm as a Turner town.
Yes, and that will be switching out eventually here this coming summer. It is the 170th anniversary of New Ulm, so there will be an exhibit coming in to replace the New Ulm as a Turner Town exhibit. But right now we are still in the process of moving out the holiday exhibit, and we have the spring exhibit coming in, and that's going to be the rise and fall of Brown County's flower industry.
That's going to be good.
So that one
Yes.
should be coming probably this spring, so that will be there.
And I don't think people realize how big the flower industry was in Brown County. It
Right.
was, yeah, it's good. So make sure you get to see New Ulm as a Germantown this month, the month of April yet for sure it'll be
That
up.
one will be around for April, May,
April and May? Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
for sure.
And then an exciting thing is the book sale, which is always great.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can start dropping off your books. It started on March 25th. You can drop off until April 12th.
Yep, and then April 12th, and then the book sale itself is April 18th, and that's for members only from 4 to 7, and then Friday the 19th and Saturday the 20th, we will also be having it open to the public, 10 to 6 on Friday and 10 to 3 on Saturday.
Okay, so what kind of books do you want dropped off? What kind of anything?
Anything. You know, if magazines, encyclopedias, not
No.
so much.
Mhm.
You know, you don't need to save those. But anyway, for us, anyways. But otherwise, all sorts of varieties of books. Like this takes place in the annex, and the room is literally like stacked
Full
of books of all sorts of genres, fiction, nonfiction. And this program is this is one of our fundraisers. But it couldn't be possible without our volunteers, and we have a volunteer coordinator for this or a co-coordinator who puts the whole show together.
It's
so
amazing how many hours, because then
It
they
is.
separate all the books into categories, so it's so easy
Yeah.
to shop when you go in there.
So we might be there for like 3 days, but those volunteers are there for like 3 weeks prior to
Right.
sorting those books and getting everything organized. So it takes a lot of
Yes.
work. On
And
their
you're also
part.
looking for puzzles and DVDs.
Puzzles and DVDs also. Yep, those
Okay.
move pretty quick as well.
And I tell you, the good books go good.
Yes.
So now is the time to renew your membership or become a member, because yeah, it's a good idea to get there on that Thursday. It's really nice to have the members only.
Yeah. And I would say, like last year, I found some like prizes in there.
Yes.
Like there was a unopened Elroy Ubel, The Matter Lies Deeper. It
Which
was in there,
are
and I'm
not
like,
in
"Are you
print anymore.
kidding?"
Right,
Like-
exactly.
And someone just got that at a book sale for
Yes.
a couple bucks. I'm like,
Yes.
was tempted, but you know.
I call that my historical Bible, because there's nothing better than Elroy's book.
And there it
Yes,
was.
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
it is.
So
It's
come to
good.
book sale, please.
Book sale is good.
Yep.
So that's
Book sale is good.
April 18th for members, 19th and 20th for
public,
anyone,
yep.
for public. And then you've got your book club also,
Yes.
and that's going to be The Last Girl and The Accidental President are the 2 books that looks like you're reading in the month of April.
Yeah. So and then the book group itself, that meets in the annex. Well, I think actually in April. It will be meeting at the library due to the annex being full
sure.
of books.
Okay, yep.
But otherwise, that occurs on the first Wednesday of the month, I believe, and that's at 7
Yes.
o'clock in
Mhm.
the annex generally.
Right.
Books are-
Actually, the accidental president is Wednesday, April 3rd at 7
Yep.
p.m.
It's the
Okay.
first Wednesday of the month.
Okay. And
Yep.
that's the accidental president this April.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
So
okay.
the books are available at the library. You can go there. They actually pull them, and you can just go to the front desk, and they have copies available there. Check those out, and yeah, join us. Books are on our website. Posters are at the library, so please join us for that.
And then one other thing I was telling Amy before, and I'm on your website a lot, but I don't know how I missed this. It's a digital display of baseball in Brown County, and it is really cool. I mean, the pictures are fantastic. And what was crazy is this week is that the Stark baseball team used to be just Helget family. That's it. And one of those Helgets just passed away this week. So it's kind of interesting to be able to look back, and those Helgets just monopolized that whole Stark area, and they were such good ball players. So make sure you check out the digital display, because there's a lot of great pictures and a lot of information about Brown County and some of the people that made it to the big leagues from Brown County, which was interesting too. So yes.
Our website in general, I mean, a lot of our programs are recorded, so they're available there. Thank you, NewCat, for that.
Yes.
So anyways, yeah, you never know what you're going to find there. Check it out.
Exactly.
And yeah,
Right.
thank you.
What else do you have coming up?
Well, we have this program coming in May, which shall be quite interesting.
It will be.
It's called Homes Built as Strong as Time. And the whole concept behind there is it's the story of 5 homes of Brown County. So we've got the W.W. Smith House from Sleepy Eye. We've got the Lair home from Springfield, the Fender home from Milford, and then Bingham Hall and the Fritchie home will be showcased. So we're not just going to talk about the architecture of these houses and what makes them special, but we're also going to talk about the families that live there and the stories behind the families. And then maybe a couple tidbits about the evolution of the home and the story
What
of the
happened to it
house
since, and-
itself.
right.
So, and we're going to have this wonderful MC is going to be joining us. Her name is Lisa Besmer.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that.
So this program is going to be Thursday, May 9th. It's going to be a dinner program again. So we'll be over at Turner. Dinner is at 6 and the program's at 7. Tickets are $30. They're now available at the Chamber and then also at the Brown County Historical Society. The ticket does include dinner.
And if you love houses as much as I, these that you guys have selected, these 5 houses are really, really neat, beautiful homes. So it's going to be fun.
It's going to be
It
fun.
is.
Lisa,
It's
I
gonna be
really
fun.
hope that you can join us.
I hope so too. And I hope I'm ready for it too.
You'll do fantastic. It'll be great. Oh, and this program is brought to you by support from Lisa Besmer and Mary Henley, who are agents with the New Ulm Real
That's
Estate.
right. Can you tell we love houses?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
So thank you.
Yes. Anything else coming up?
Well, we do have our Lunch and a Bite series begins
yes,
now
that's right.
again. So now that it's May, it kind of jumps around what Thursday it is, but once a month we do a program, and that takes place at noon. Lunch and a Bite, we don't have lunch there, but you are welcome to bring your bag lunch. The idea was at having over a lunch hour, so noon. We're kicking it off on Thursday, May 23rd with The Great Storm, Minnesota Victims in the Blizzard of January 7th, 1873. A woman who's coming to present on it. She's coming from out of state, but she's from Minnesota originally, and she's going to be focusing the middle section with a special emphasis on the victims from Brown County. So we've got
interesting.
that. And that's
Yes.
coming up that Thursday, May 23rd at noon in the annex, because it will be empty of books.
And you have to call for seats, though,
Yes.
right?
So for these programs, we have a capacity in that space. So the sign-up list is available now. Put your name down so that you can get a seat. And then in June, we are going to have Sid and Jan DeLeo are going to be coming to talk to us about the orphan trains. And if you don't know anything about the
really
orphan
cool.
trains,
Yes.
this is the place to learn a little bit more about that. They're going to be talking about how difficult it is to track down relatives that were part of the orphan train. So that should. This
And
one's
they
been a
have
long time coming. We've
And
been
they have
waiting
a
for this.
first-hand account.
They
first
do. Yep.
Family
Sid's
member.
relatives,
Yes.
yep.
Right. So it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very good. So that's Thursday, June 13th,
Okay.
noon.
So and again,
Sign up
call for-
available.
Right.
And
All right.
that's
Sounds good.
the news.
So
That's
things
what's
are
happening.
things are really gearing up. I mean, you've got the new exhibit, then you've got
Yep.
all the different programming for summer coming up. So busy time at the museum.
That it is.
That's right.
So,
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well,
We'll
thanks for having me.
Yes. We'll be right back. We are now with two of the actresses from a new play at State Street Theater that's coming up. So we're with Kylie Reiki and Courtney Wachowski. And we are excited because the play is Who Done It and to Whom, and it's coming up on Friday, April 12th at 7 p.m., Saturday, April 13th at 7, and a matinee on Sunday, April 14th at 2 p.m. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to these girls, and they're going to tell a little bit about what the play is about.
Okay, so Who Done It and to Whom is a spoof on a gumshoe tale. And so we have our henpecked author, Harold Finnegan, who is on his 40-something playwright, and he's actually a rug salesman, but he wants to be an author. He wants to be a writer and just can't get there. So as he's writing his newest play, his thought forms come to life, and they are frustrated with him. So they insert themselves into his story, and they break all the rules in the thought form handbook. So it is hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, rehearsals are so much fun. It's just like, it's hard not to stop laughing. Actually, it's a pure comedy, and it's going to be super fun for the whole family. Yeah.
Okay, and about how many different cast members are there, and what, like the ages, like some of them, and what are their parts also?
Okay, so we have the Finnegan family, which is Tyler Brigger. He's playing Harold. And then we have Hannah Ash Larson, and she's playing his wife, Tessie. They have two daughters. Lorelai Wachowski plays Mabel, and Charlie Milbauer is playing Hazel. And they cause some problems while he's trying to write. And then I'll let you go into his thought forms.
Yeah, so all his thought forms are adults. I get to play a mysterious Russian. And Joe Voss plays a detective. We have a couple of different criminal masterminds coming through, and some police officers that are having trouble keeping up with some things, and it kind of all unravels in a pretty fun way.
What I love is that State Street Theater really is community theater. And like Dick Gerska, this is his second play, and he's in his 70s now, so that he's really enjoyed being in plays. And Robin, this is her first play, and she's a police officer, and I can't wait to see her on stage also. So I think it's going to be great. So where can they get tickets, and how much are tickets?
So tickets for this play are going to be purchased with the new online system, and it's at statestreetnewulm.org. They're $15 in advance and $20 at the door. And I believe it is now you get to pick your seats before you actually come to the theater, which is new for us. So no longer buying tickets at Hy-Vee or here at the theater beforehand. Now, if you can't purchase them online, you can call to purchase them, and the number is 507-359-9990. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay, and if you have any problems going to our new ticketing system, just stop in during office hours here also, and the people here will gladly help with that as well. So we're standing in front of the set because you are in the midst of rehearsals right now, and so the set looks really fun also, and you've got some great set designers every time you've got plays here. So who are some of those, and if you're not, like, I have no talent as far as like memorizing anything, but what other things that could you do if you wanted to be involved in plays also?
So I'm actually the stage manager for this play. I'm not acting. That's my kid's job. And we also have producers and set designers. We have the volunteers here at State Street as well that do concessions and ticket sales. And, there's a lot that you can get involved in. I mean, we always need help with props and costumes and painting. there's a lot going on that people don't see behind the scenes. So if you're ever, interested, just come by and I'm sure we can find something for you to do. We always need help.
And don't you think too, it's a great way to meet other people? When I volunteer here, I just feel like I'm always meeting other people. And the State Street website is so easy to volunteer at. You can just go to our website, hit volunteer, and you can figure out, okay, I want to be a ticket taker or a ticket seller, or I want to be an usher, or I want to work in concessions. And you can say that you want to do that. You can even see, okay, who else is working? Do I know that person? So it's really easy to sign up. And then you get into the play or to the music venue for free. You get a free admission, which is great, and you get a bottle of water. What else would you need, right? Anything else?
Yeah, so the person that holds this all together that I just want to thank and shout out to is Wendy Tuttle, our director, who she does an amazing job bringing all these people together and making rehearsals so much fun. And I think that we are all so grateful to have that as our base, as to come to rehearsals and for the show. And it's going to be so much fun because she works so hard to put this together. So
Yeah, she does.
Right, and she just received an award from State Street Theater just for all the things that she has done for over the years as well. So we really do appreciate Wendy here too. So that's fantastic. So make sure you get your tickets. You can get them online, and it's going to be a funny, hilarious show. Good time, middle of April, to come to State Street Theater, see the brand new seats and everything else that we're going to be showcasing also. But come out and check it out. It'll be great. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah Wormka is joining us from New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, which is always exciting. So we've got some fun things. Let's start out with none other than Terry Sweeney.
Yes, Terry Sweeney,
Terry Sweeney,
the King of New Ulm.
Yes, that's exactly.
And our 2024 Tourism Person of the Year.
Yes,
yeah.
Well-deserved Tourism Person of the Year.
Absolutely.
So he was gone during the annual meeting, so
Right.
we weren't able to celebrate with him then. So you are having a special deal for him on April 17th.
Yes, April 17th. So traditionally we have a tourism luncheon also in the springtime to kind of gather all of our partners together and to get ready for the tourism season, which
Right.
obviously is a huge deal in New Ulm tourism. So yes, on April 17th we're having a luncheon. It's from 11:30 to 1, and it's at the River Ridge Gun Club. In
Oh,
Cortland.
fun.
Isn't
It's
that
beautiful.
fun?
If you
I
haven't been there, oh,
yet.
it's gorgeous. Yeah.
I'm so
You got to
excited.
come out and, I mean, not only for Terry,
Yeah,
but for the River
yeah.
Ridge is
Yeah.
amazing. Yes.
Good, good. Yeah,
Yes.
so it's only $10. And there's a taco bar. This is the lunch.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll recognize Terry. He'll stand up. We'll do the whole thing, and he'll
Okay.
talk to you about his accomplishments
That's
and
right.
what it means to him. And so
Okay.
really excited about that.
Yes,
And then we're
yeah.
also going to have some other partners there too, like Joey Shugel from Park and Rec is going to talk about some new things. And it's hospitality and attractions and shopping. All of that is in the audience. And really the purpose is so that they can cross promote, so that when someone's in their store, they can say, oh, you should go here, or have
Yes.
you been here yet? And so really just trying to cross promote all across the town.
It's really a good idea just to get everyone on
Yeah.
the same page before it
Yeah.
gets crazy here. So, because tourism is our #1 industry, so it's great. Yes.
Good, yes.
All right, so then we've got some other things. We've got Lead with Impact series sponsored by Bank Midwest.
Yeah, so we did this last year for the first time. We worked with Ann Vogt. She is a culture coach, and
Okay.
she has a company. It's called Lead with Impact is the name of our series, yes. And so she led this last time, and it was a 4-part series. We had it once a month. This time we're switching it up. It's a different topic, so each of the 4 sessions are on different leadership
Okay.
topics. Yep, you've got that there. And so, yep, April 2nd is the first one, and they're every other week this time.
Okay.
Last time we did them in the afternoon with a happy hour. This time we're doing them in the morning with
Okay.
breakfast.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah,
Good way
and
to start the day. And
I
yeah.
think so, yeah. And on a Thursday, then you can, get this leadership training and get motivated, and then go back to your workplace
Right.
and be able to lead.
So do you have to come to each one?
You do not. You
Okay.
can attend one, or
Okay.
you can attend 2 or 3. If you buy all 4, if you come to all 4, there's a slight
Discount?
discount.
Perfect.
Yeah. And this is going to be at the National Guard Field Maintenance Facility
Oh,
out by
neat.
Walmart, which if you haven't been in there yet either, beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful facility. And they have this amazing meeting space that they're letting us use for this series. And
Okay.
so love that too.
Oh, that's a great plan. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's the Newham Community Collage photo shoot.
Yes, yes. So we're so thrilled. We have found out a private donor has donated $15,000 for that project, which is
Oh my gosh,
amazing.
wow.
And so because of that, we're able to be able to move forward, and as well as additional support from area businesses and different organizations. So we're doing this community collage project with Josh Madsen, who is an artist. And so April 28th will be the photo shoot.
Okay.
So it's going to be at Sweet Haven Tonics.
Neat.
So once
Neat
we get
building
the-
too. If
Yes.
you haven't been there, that's another
Oh my
great reason
gosh.
to go there. It's just the space is cool.
So
yes.
many great venues, for sure.
Yes.
But we really want as many people as possible to come out and get their portrait taken.
Okay.
And I've heard it's not just like you go in and you take a picture. Like, it's a whole experience, like
Oh,
lights
really?
and
Okay.
music and like a
Okay.
whole thing. And so just to feel that whole experience in that space.
Is it just one person at a time, or do you bring groups in, or whatever you want?
Whatever you want. So
Okay.
come with your family, come with your spouse, come with your kid, come by yourself.
Right.
We just want it all, everyone that represents New Ulm, right? Because our town is so special, and it's the people. And so, yeah.
And there's going to be a sign up for it, right? Where you can,
Correct.
at some
exactly.
point.
Yep.
Okay.
So go to newulm.com.
Okay.
Probably by the time this airs,
Okay.
it should be live
Okay.
by then. So.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's no cost.
No,
Right.
and you leave with 2 professional portraits too.
Really?
Yeah. How
There
cool
you
is
go.
that?
Yes.
For sure. And then the final project, we're still working out the details on where that's going to be, but
Okay.
we've got some great ideas about some public spaces. So you could be part of this memorial kind of collage
really neat.
project representing New Ulm that we hope that will last for at least 10
Okay.
years.
So it's free. You get 2 pictures. And you get to go to Sweet Haven Tonics and see their beautiful building. So
Why
it's a
not?
win-win.
There you
Exactly.
go.
And be part of history.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and then we've got Chamber 101 at the end of the month, Master Your Membership.
Yeah, so we've started this, actually January was our first one, but we're holding them quarterly this year, Chamber 101. So it's for anyone who is a chamber member or anyone who's not a chamber member but wants to learn more about the chamber. And so you come, we kind of just go over the basics of what is our chamber. You know, we're not the city, you know, which we get confused with sometimes,
Yes.
and just where our funding comes from, and we just kind of talk about all of that. So great chance to learn about the chamber, and then also all the benefits that are available. So for our members, are you utilizing everything that you can be? And here's how to do it. And here's where you can find the guides on tutorials, step-by-steps to be able to make sure that you're utilizing everything you can.
Right,
And
right.
you know, we had 55 new members last year. This year already, at this date, we have 24 new members.
Wow.
Already, and
That's
like for the middle of
crazy.
March.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Very fun to
yes,
see.
It is.
Good.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, and then we've got some new news
Breaking
coming.
news?
Breaking news. We should have like some music on the background. Like, yeah, brand new breaking news. No one has heard this before.
Well,
Go ahead.
that's probably not true.
Okay,
'Cause
well,
we've talked
we
about
haven't.
it on KNUJ, but here on NewCat, perhaps we haven't. So KNUJ has operated the farmers market for the last 26 years.
Yes.
And it was a decision corporate above them that they can no longer do it. They're still supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
but since they can't be the ones that are collecting the registrations and being the organizing behind that, the chamber's taking it on. And we're so excited about it. Lots of reasons why we think this fits our mission. You know, supporting entrepreneurs, agriculture is such a big deal in our
Yes.
rural
Good.
area,
Yes.
agritourism, you know, even thinking like entrepreneurship, if they become successful, that could lead to brick and mortar. Also, the Downtown Action Team is the group that's supporting this, and, you know, the vibrancy of downtown. So we are excited about that. We're writing some grants and getting some funding to be able to add more to the farmers market too. So more of the kids' activities and more live music and just different things on that Saturday.
But just even last year, how it grew by
Yeah.
having it downtown and the music and different
Right,
things. So it's
right.
fantastic.
Yes,
So
and now, and you know, we were doing that before, coordinating to get other entities down there
Right.
to add kids' activities and the music. But now that it's ours, we really feel like we can take it to
Right.
the next level. So excited about that. So it's gonna be Thursdays from 2:30 to 5:30 still, and Saturdays from 9 to noon, same as before. However, the location is still to be determined. So
Okay,
German
okay.
Street there is going to be under construction all summer, from May through October.
That's right. Okay.
Yes, and so we
Okay.
need to move the location. We're like this close to,
Yes.
to the spot, but
Okay.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So
Yeah.
while it's breaking news, there's more information to follow.
More to come.
Yes, and hopefully at some point we can get into our gardens and we can get some of that produce going and all the crafts and everything else that's part of our farmers market. So
Yeah,
it's great.
absolutely.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff coming, and
Lots.
you know, right around the corner is tourism. So yes.
Here we go.
All right. Well, thank you. We'll be right back. Leroy Harris is here from the Public Library, and he always has a list of different things going on. And congratulations, first of all, on winning that great grant.
Thank
that
you. We're very
250,000.
We're very excited.
Just,
So,
I mean, if you didn't see it, it was in the journal, and everything that you're going to do is phenomenal. It's fantastic.
yeah, we're very excited. It was a lot of work
Yes.
to get it.
But
A
kudos
very
to you guys.
involved
Yes.
process, but yeah, we're very excited. Grant period starts in April.
Yeah.
But the first thing that we've already had people asking, well, when are the first things going to happen? And so the first piece there will be updating and getting new equipment for the memory lab. And so it'll be a few months before we get all of that tested, ordered, and arrived, and then tested and input and everything. And then those will start to be available. And then we'll start working on some of the other pieces and the community projects that we're excited to do.
Oh,
So,
it's going to be great. Yes, it's grants are a lot of work. We're lucky here at the theater that we've got Mary Ellen Domeyer who loves writing grants, but they are a lot of work. So thank you for doing that for our city, because our library is pretty special. Yeah.
we try to
Okay.
make it that way.
You do. You really do. You guys do a great job. Okay, what do we all have going on?
As you can see, I've got pages here. I don't want to highlight everything. As always, you can find our events on the library's events calendar at newhamlibrary.org, and then just click on the events link there. Our regular programs are all running next month. So we've got story time Monday mornings and pajama party story time on Wednesday evenings. And then we've got our 2 sensory playtimes, a morning one and an evening one. Both of those require registration. You can do that on the website, or you can call the desk and register that way. We also have our children's regular registered STEM activity programs. So Creative Kids for kindergarten and first grade, and Wacky Wonders for 2nd through 5th. And then we've got our anime club for the teens. So. And that's going to be April 2nd, so that's coming up here pretty soon. They watch an anime series, they talk about anime and manga, they have some Japanese snacks. It's just,
Do you have
hanging out and
do you have to register for these?
Not
No,
for
just-
Anime Club.
Okay,
Not for
not
Anime
for that
Club.
one. Okay.
But for the other two, yes, because our youth services librarian, Miss Catherine, wants to make sure that we have enough materials for everybody.
Right. But like story time, you don't have to register for
Nope.
either. Just
Yeah, you
come
don't
and
have to- yeah,
enjoy. I
you
know
can just come.
my grandkids love story time with Miss Catherine, so it's, yes, very good.
That's good. As far as special children's activities this month, we've got two that we're really looking forward to. So first, our new area DNR naturalist, Kelsey Moe, she's going to be here on Friday, April 19th at 1 o'clock. And our program is called Birds and Their Nests. And so designed for kids, but parents, of course, welcome. It's going to be about bird eggs and the nests they build to house them with. And there's going to be a craft. So
Fun.
you do need to register for that one.
Okay.
But they're really looking forward to
Any
to
certain
that.
ages or any age
any
with
age
with
is
the,
fine.
with
Yep.
the parent
Mhm,
there.
with the
right.
parent, yep.
Right.
And then the next day in the morning, on Saturday the 20th at 10:30, the Mankato Symphony Orchestra is going to be at the library for their program See, Hear, Play Music. And so there will be performance, but then they'll also be talking about instruments and music in general, and interactive, and it should be a lot of fun.
Should be loud.
Yeah, our meeting room has pretty good acoustics.
It does. It does. It's going to be fun. That's
Yeah.
great. It's a great way to introduce kids to music too.
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
so we're looking forward. They've been here before, and people really enjoyed it, and so we're happy to have them back again. For our adult programs, we've got our book clubs going. So our Litwitz book club is going to be meeting on Monday, April 1st, no joke. And they're going to be discussing West with Giraffes, which has been a really popular novel recently. And then our history book club is going to be meeting on Tuesday, April 16th at noon. And they're going to be back at the library now. For the winter, they were meeting over at the City Center Apartments, but
Okay.
now they'll be back at the library. And we're going to be reading American Eclipse by David Barron. And the author's going to actually be joining us by Zoom from
neat.
Colorado.
Oh, wow.
So
good idea.
We have copies of the book, as always, at the circulation desk. You can check them out. And so then if you have questions for the author, please come, because he's going to be joining us. So that should be fun.
And that's upstairs
That'll be down in our meeting room
Downstairs in the
for,
meeting room.
for
for this one.
the better, larger projector screen,
Right.
so everybody will be able
Right.
to see the author. But-
Good.
And then we've got our mystery book club at the end of the month, and they are going to be discussing, because there's so many books for me to keep in mind.
Exactly.
Candace Fox's Crimson Lake.
Okay.
And so they're meeting next week to discuss Kate Morton's Homecoming. That one's a bit thicker for
Okay.
people, but
so start reading fast.
well, if you want to be here on Monday, sure. But no, and Mystery Book Club meets last Monday of the month in the evening, so you've got plenty of time
Plenty
to
of time,
read
okay.
Crimson Lake. We've got our poetry group, of course, and April is National Poetry Month, and so poetry group meets the second Monday of the month in the evening up in our Fred Johnson room. And so you do not have to write poetry. You do not have to consider yourself a poet. We had some new people last month who just enjoy listening or reading poetry.
Good.
And come, bring a few poems to share if you want, and we just read poems and talk, and it's really nice.
Good.
Our genealogy club, of course, is meeting, and so that's the third Thursday of the month, April 18th, and we've been having a lot of great discussions about new resources. Roots Tech just happened at the beginning of March, which is the largest international genealogy conference, and now by our April meeting, all of their presentations will be archived on their website, so there are over 200 classes on all sorts of family history topics. If you want to research in a particular language or from a particular region, or you're just getting started, or you want to know how to use a particular resource, they've got classes on everything. And they're all available for free.
Okay.
And so we're excited to be able to review some of those and see what's available.
Will you have a link from your website to theirs?
We have a link to Ancestry
Okay.
on our website, but you can just go to familysearch.org/rootstech,
Okay.
and that'll take you right to it.
Perfect.
So
Good.
good things there. Our memoir writing group, we've switched our timing for it. We were meeting first Monday on the morning, but we're now meeting on the third Monday in the evening. So if you're interested in writing, if you're interested in telling a family story, your own story, and you want to know how to get started, we do some writing exercises, we practice, we do some positive feedback. So yeah, please come. Of course, chess club is happening every week, and we've had so many people coming to chess club that I just had to put in an order for more chess
Oh,
sets,
that's great.
which is
That's
great.
super. Yes.
And all ages. We have
Okay.
a really good mix of kids and adults, and so every Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock, come down to the
Okay.
library. We've got chess club going on. And then I guess one of the big things is on April 8th is the total eclipse. We're not going to get total here. We're going to get a little under 75%
Right.
coverage. But we're going to do a watch party up at Highland Park,
okay.
up by the MLC soccer fields up there, up the hill from the hospital.
Okay.
We were really lucky because there was the eclipse last fall to get a bunch of eclipse glasses through StarNet. They are really hard to get a hold of, so we were really glad we got some. So we do have eclipse glasses that will be available for free, limited number, but we're going to meet up at the park at 12:30. The eclipse should start about 12:47, as long as the weather's good. If it's raining or it's super cloudy, then we won't have the event.
Okay.
But if it's sunny or partly cloudy, please come. We'll have the glasses, and don't look up at the sky while the eclipse is happening.
That's right.
That's permanent eye damage. Don't
Exactly.
do that. But it's supposed to peak about 2 p.m., so we'll be
Okay.
there until about 2:30.
Okay.
And so we'll have the eclipse glasses, and we'll just have a nice big
Oh, that
view
sounds fun.
and be able to see, because the next total eclipse isn't going to be until the 2040s.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yes.
So that should be good. And then our
Boy, this is not a library, just a library anymore with
No,
books, is
no,
it?
no.
You've got everything going on here.
of course, we have our weekly art group is still meeting through April, so on Wednesday afternoons at 1:30. If you have an art project you're working on, paint, watercolor, chalk, pastel, sketch, charcoal, come down. We have space in our meeting room. We have table covers, and just work on your project, meet some fun people. It's a lot of fun. Our needleworking group meets twice a month on the first and third Wednesday in the morning. They are a chatty bunch. They're lots of fun too.
Good.
All sorts of needlework with that. We do have an author visit coming up in April. It's a new Minnesota author, just published his first book, K.W. Jeppesen, and we haven't had a romance author in a while, and it's a romance.
Okay.
So he's going to come and talk about his book and his writing, and we're excited. That'll be in the afternoon after the symphony orchestra is here. So
Okay.
on April 20th at 2 p.m., you can come to the library and meet the author and learn about his book.
Neat. That sounds.
And then I just want to make sure I'm not missing. Okay, one more thing.
You do have a lot of stuff going on in
We
April.
do. So last year, from about April to the beginning of June, we had a traveling exhibit at the library called Testify, which had objects from the collection of former Minnesota Supreme Court Justice Alan Page related to the history of slavery in the United States. Well, he's going to be doing a virtual conversation, he and his daughter, about the exhibit and about his collection, and that's going to be on April 30th at 7 p.m. And so you can, if you want to join that virtual conversation, you can register for it. The information is on our events calendar on the website. And so please, if you want to get connected with that, please do. And then, of course, there's all the other fun things that our library has for services and all of that. So.
Like the brand new books that are just coming out.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we have brand new books coming in just about every week.
Exactly, which I love on the first floor where you've got the new releases. It's great. It's great. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, come to the library. Yes.
We've
it
got
sounds
something
like
for everybody.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, thank you.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
We'll see you in May.
Yes.
All right.
I got too many kids to attend events.
Exactly. You do. You do. You really do.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay. We now have Tamara Firth from Grand Center for Arts and Culture here, and they are always busy with every aspect of everything, from arts to music to where do you want to start?
We can start with the music. I guess
Okay,
that's, I think
sounds
for
good.
a lot of people, that's what they first associate with
Right.
the Grand, the live music and the cabaret. So yes, starting out on the 5th, we've got Tony Rook Band, which is a fun bluegrass band. They've been in the cabaret before, and we always enjoy the music they bring. On the 12th, we've got Tony Cacchetti, I believe is how you say his name. He's new to the Grand, but he's a very talented musician, well known in the eastern part of the state. So kind of
And sounds
bringing
very, very different, like
Yes.
lots of different
Yes,
sounds,
well,
which
and
is
that's what's
cool.
So fun. It's
yeah.
every week is something different. So he's kind of folk and blues and country and Americana, so just a real fun mix. We've got Machinery Hill on April 19th. Again, favorites at the Grand, very talented group. They bring too kind of a blend of ska and Celtic and rock, American folk. I mean, just everything, right? And then we finish off the month with, on the 26th, with Joyanne Parker, who is just well known all over the state as a wonderful blues, R&B, soul artist.
Has she been at the Grand already?
She
has. Okay.
She
okay.
has,
I-
yeah.
Okay.
And she draws a crowd. So that's our live music series. We do have a few other events sprinkled in. Of course, our open mic night, hosted by Molly and Sunny Boy, and they have just created a really fun space for people to perform and sing and read poetry. So we enjoy that evening. And then we've got our Indigenous Flute and Drum Circle, which continues to meet, led by a member, Deb Egland. And that's just a real low-key event, Thursday the 16th from 3 to 4 in the afternoon. And no experience needed, just come and enjoy these beautiful instruments.
Just blow, and they give you the instruments to play
They
and
do,
everything.
Yes, you don't need a flute or a drum. She
Okay.
has everything. And again, has it set up in such a way that it's, you're not spreading germs, you know what I mean? Like she's got it all.
Right.
Yeah.
So is it just adults or kids too, or anything?
All ages.
Any age.
Yes,
okay.
we've had teenagers, we've had young kids, so
Okay.
and
Oh,
adults
fun.
of all
Okay.
ages. So yeah.
Good thing to do for grandma and little ones. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have our partnership with the New Ulm Film Society, and the film we're showcasing in April on the 16th is Charade, which again I think is from the 1963. Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant.
Can't get any better.
Right.
Right.
Just a romantic comedy set in Paris, or romantic comedy mystery, I should say. But yeah, so lots of fun things coming to the cabaret.
And most everyone start at 7, except for the Indigenous flute, but
Yes.
everything else, like your music and open mic night, starts at 7 and goes to about 9:30, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And these events are all free and all are welcome. So,
Okay. Okay. Sounds fun. All right.
Yeah.
So that's the music.
Yes.
Now you've got some printmaking.
We do. We've got some classes coming up. Our Cellar Press, we're gearing up for our fifth anniversary in May. And so we're doing some more classes, and we'll be doing a lot more in May, which we'll tell you about next month. But we have a woodblock carving class coming up on April 6th, and then on the 27th, a pamphlets class, which is introduction to folded books and pamphlets, because we have the book binding equipment now
Right.
too. And Karen Patsky is, we'll be introducing her to the public soon too on NewCat, but just again, wonderful, talented artist. Really excited to have her there helping us with some of these classes.
And the wood blocking class, I looked, is already sold out.
Yes.
It's crazy, but the other
Yes.
one, sign up for quickly because it's the small book class
Yes.
that still had some availability yesterday when I looked. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks.
But the wood blocking class, that looked really fun. So I'm sure
Yeah.
she'll have it again. So
Oh yes,
watch for
that'll
it.
be a regular
Yeah,
class.
it looked
Yeah.
really neat. Yes. Yeah.
So, and then another class that we have, not in Cellar Press, but this is our monthly middle school art therapy classes on the 10th and the 24th, and those are 5:30 to 7:30. And just to register, you need to call the grant.
Right.
So there's no fee attached to this. It's funded through a grant. Bridget Gusso is our teaching artist and does a wonderful job with the kids. So
Right.
they've had a really good time, but our space is limited, so that's why you need to call to register.
Okay, call to register. Okay.
Yes.
And then do you have any other things coming up?
We do. We have, of course, in the gallery, and this has been a
that's right.
long partnership with Mankato State University's art program with Liz Miller, the installation art teacher. We have her students coming to display an installation, and it's a very different type of art form. It's very interactive. It's not what you typically think of, as far as paintings on the wall. So encourage you to come take a look. They always
Okay.
create such a neat space.
And that's upstairs on the second floor at the Four Pillars.
Yes,
Okay.
and that'll be from March 29th through April 26th.
Okay,
So,
okay.
And during our office hours, which are Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4, and then Saturday we're open 11 to 4.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And then if you haven't renewed your memberships, make sure, I know that you just sent out letters to renew memberships, make sure you do
Yes.
that also. It's a
Yeah.
very inexpensive way to support the Grand, which is great. Which
Yes,
is really
and we have
great.
some exciting things coming up.
Yes,
And
you will wanna be a member.
opportunities, yeah, for those members.
That's right,
Yes.
that's right.
More to come.
More to come, but we'll clue you in, become a member.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and I think that, I was going to say that's about it. We will be sitting our smallest museum back out, and
that's right, yes.
Deb Grebner she's going to be having the first display, and it'll be miniature art. So
Okay, well, that'll be good.
So that'll be coming out late April 19th.
Okay,
So,
sounds
yeah,
good.
So I think that does it.
All right, well, thank you. There's always good things happening at the Grand, so thank you.
Thanks.
All right. We have Crystal Fleck here, and she is with ISD 88 Community Ed, and she is going to be very busy this month because that is when the registration opens for all spring and summer activities. You've got a lot going on, but right now you also have a lot going on that you've already got planned. So let's go
do.
through what's all going on.
Yep. All right. I got a little list here. So this is mainly April and May. I have the genealogy classes, like we kind of talked about earlier. I have one April 16th and May 2nd. Those are actually really, really neat.
And they're online, which is
online.
great.
So you can just do it from your house. I have quite a, it's something new, so quite a few people are signing up for it, and
It's on my calendar of
Yeah.
things to, yeah,
Yep.
I think it'd be
Yep.
great. And just that your descriptions on your website are great, what you can all do, but they're going to help you different ways to find different places to look.
Yep. And they, she's offers, obviously some of them cost money, some of the places where if you make a family tree or things like that, but there's also free ones on there as well. So
Okay,
that's
good.
kind of neat. And those are $25. And like I said, April 16th and May 2nd, 6:30 to 7:30. You can do it right from your house.
Doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing or anything at
No,
that time.
That's right. And then I have some of the wellness and fitness classes that I have that are coming up. These are online as well. It's 7 steps to reverse or prevent diabetes. So that's talking about diabetes and what you can and what you can do to help prevent it and things like that. And then it's also, this kind of ties along with it, which is your waistband too tight. So they're kind of both on the diabetes spectrum.
Right.
One is April 29th, 6 to 7:30, and then May 6th. And again, these are all on my website. You can go to newalm.k12.mn.us, and then underneath the top little tiles, you'll go under the departments and you'll hit Community Ed. I still have the practical computer class for older adults. That's a hit. I have people signing up left and right for that. It's April 23rd, and that is $20. It is from 1 to 2, but I do believe that they tape them. A lot of people that do link, Zoom classes that you click on the link and go in, they have them recorded
Okay.
or taped so that if you can't make that certain time, you can go back and
Okay.
rewatch it.
Okay, so it's flexible. That's
And they're
great.
very good about, having their email out there where if you have questions or you can't make it that night and you watch it the next day, if you have questions, they're very good about
Good.
emails getting back to you.
Okay.
And then we have a dementia conversations class. So this is through the Alzheimer's Association, and this talks about doctor visits, legal advice, legal things to do, and then financial planning for when you do have a family member that is in that predicament. That is also online, and the cost is $5.
And even if you're just thinking,
Yep.
are they forgetting some things? It's really looked really good.
Very,
Yeah.
and $5 is cheap. It's from your home.
Just don't let my daughter see that.
And then
I'd say yes, Mom.
That's right. And it's it all comes from the Alzheimer's Association,
Yes,
so it's
it's
all it's all information that is studied and statistics and things like that.
Right. Right.
And then for the kids, youth, we will obviously have a lot more this summer and spring when we can talk about next month. But I do still have one left. It's called Messy Art, and that is located at Washington. It's for 5 and up. Just do some fun art projects, get kind of messy and dirty. That's April 6th from 10 to 11:30, and that's $15.
Okay. Oh,
So
fun.
I have kids. I think I have about 8 in that class now. So if you
Wow.
want to
So
sign
sign
you
up
should,
quick.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should get in.
Okay.
And then of course Rapunzel, that's still going on. It was Prairie Fire, but now it's State Storybook Theater. So we have that coming this summer again, and that's filling up.
And what
will-
ages are those for Rapunzel?
That is 7.
7 and up?
7 and up.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
7
All right.
and up.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's the week right after the 4th of July, so it's July 8th through the 12th.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, you'll
Drop
be
'em
back
off.
from vacation, and
That's right.
yes.
Drop them off. They'll be there the morning. It's like 8 to noon, and then
Okay.
we'll have a little presentation on Friday night and Saturday for
Neat.
grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles.
That was
and,
always fun when my girls
to
were
come watch.
young. Yes. Yeah.
and then just a little sneak peek on the state fair that will be in the next brochure, but we are going Thursday, August 29th.
Okay.
That bus tends to fill up. That is senior
really
day.
fast.
So
Yes.
since I started there in 2016, we've gone the same Thursday every year, and the weather has been amazing each time.
Okay, let's not jinx
I
it.
know,
Knock on wood.
not too hot, not too cold. It's just been perfect. So that's something people tend to start signing up
Right.
for right away.
We were talking before we came on air too, also about how fast your buses fill up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you see something, call right away, because we talked about the Lion King at Orpheum Theater, and you said that one filled up right
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
away.
within
So
a couple weeks. It
right.
Was full.
So if you see something, because the price and everything, and then not having to worry about driving, it's really a great.
Drop you off right at the front door
Exactly.
and pick you up.
Can't get any better. So make sure if you see something, you call right away. Because
Yep.
yeah.
And then we have, this is kind of a funny Till Beth Do Us Part. This is at the Plymouth Playhouse.
Oh.
So you go there, it's May 17th. We go there, we eat lunch at 12:15. It's kind of a buffet style lunch, and then we watch the performance, and then we drive home. So that again is riding the bus. We meet, at the middle school, and
Okay,
drive a
May
coach
17th.
bus. May 17th,
Perfect.
yep. And so that is filling up as well. And that's $85 again for the bus ride, the lunch, and the performance.
Wow, that's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
And then I just kind of want to give you a little sneak peek on what's coming for trips at the Orpheum so far that I've booked. We have the Book of Mormon that'll run December 2024. And then we have Purple Rain, which they don't have the exact dates, but it'll be spring 2025.
Okay.
And then Beauty and the Beast, which will be August 2025.
That'll be really good.
Yep. So I don't
Yeah.
have the exact dates yet, so it's not going to be in the brochure. However, as soon as I get them, I will put them out on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and in our on our LEO website to sign
Mm-hmm.
up. It's just kind of watching for it. I may even put something in the journal just
Okay.
to kind of let everyone know that now's the time to sign up. And then again, the brochure will be in your, if you get the journal on Saturday, it'll be in on March 30th.
Okay.
That's where the
Okay.
brochure will be in the journal, March 30th. The shopper, April 2nd, and then registration starts on April 10th. at
And it's all
7:30.
online?
All online.
Okay, so all of you people my age remember standing in line according to the last, your last name. And if you were the last group to get in, didn't plan on getting any things
Yeah.
that you wanted your kids. So this is great that it's all
Yes.
online. This
Yep.
is wonderful.
And I mean, you can send them in on my website. We have a sign-up sheet, just kind of a PDF you can print off. You can call me. I'll work with you. We can do it online, or I just a lot of people do it online, and it's just so quick. It's
Yes.
fast. It's
Yeah. You pay for it right away. It's just done.
yeah.
Right.
And that website to sign up is newalm.ce.eleo.com.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Lots of fun things coming up. It really is. Yeah.
I'll be back
And
next month to talk about summer.
I know. Isn't it crazy? I mean, we're already April, and it's just like, oh, yeah.
Goes
So,
fast.
yes.
After Christmas, it's kind of like gone.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you next month.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Okay, I am excited about this next one. We've got two people from the New Ulm Quilt Show here. We've got Barb DeVelder and Marlis Meyer. And if you've never been to the Quilt Show, you're in for a treat, and you have to go this year. I go almost every year, and I love it. So I'm gonna pass the microphone to you. You're gonna tell us where it is and what they can do and what's all happening out there. Okay.
Our quilt show is on April 5th and 6th, and that is a Friday and Saturday. Friday's hours are from 9 to 5, and Saturday it is 9 to 4. Admission is $10 for adults, and the students 12 and over are $5, and under 12 they're free. So we invite everyone to come out and take a look at what we've been doing. Our raffle quilt, we had one of our members made a quilt this year. Her name is Carol Helgett. She did a beautiful job putting together the quilt here in the center. And that one we've been selling chances for, and you can continue to buy chances when you come to the quilt show. So somebody very luckily is going to be able to win that. So I'll let you go from there.
Okay, so we've got lots of events going on at the show. We do what we call a basket raffle, so there's lots of really good items available in the basket raffle. Those tickets will be 2 for $1, so they're very affordable, and there's lots of baskets to raffle off. We're doing a new thing this year called Share and Tell. Instead of having demonstrations, we are going to have people that actually made the quilts stand by their quilts and describe what techniques they used to make them, any kind of tidbits like how many pieces they used in making the project, anything people want to ask, they'll be willing to tell. We're also having a secondhand boutique this year that's new to the show. So we have a lot of new items and gently used items that can be purchased at the show. And that, I think, is going to be a big added feature. There's anything from fabric to patterns, kits, anything people decided they weren't going to do. We're going to use those up and sell those at the boutique. We also have a featured quilter, Carolyn Kramer. She's been with the Guild since 1994. She's still an active member, and she's got a lot of neat things she's bringing. So she'll be fun to see. We also have vendors there that will be selling some of their items in a shop. So there's plenty of things for people to see and do. And it's at the Royal Oak Event Center. So April 5th and 6th. And I know, Barb, you want to tell them about all the things we do?
The Prairie Peacemakers is just a group of ladies that get together. We meet once a month on the second Thursday of the month at 7 o'clock at St. Paul's Church in their dining area. And sometimes we have classes, sometimes we'll have a speaker that will talk about different techniques that she does, and then members always showcase their projects that they're working on as well. So it's always a fun time to learn new things, and just the camaraderie of the other people that are there, and it's very enjoyable. So we did some projects that we do as well, and we do a mystery quilt every year. The lady gives us clues. Everybody has different fabrics, and they all turn out differently, but yet they're the same pattern. Then we did some barn quilts this year. That was a class that someone taught. We also learned how to do the jelly roll rugs. That was a fun class that we had. And a one block wonder. You layered several different blocks of the same design on it, yes. And then it all comes together. So it was very pretty. As a group, we do compassion quilts. And those are quilts that we will pass out to families or individuals that have had kind of a significant event in their life, such as a fire, or maybe a tragic accident, or illness that has been tough on the family. So then we hand out quilts to those individuals of the family. We also do quilts of valor. We make quilts that we hand out to the veterans. And we also do quilts for a stitch of hope. Those quilts are given to cancer patients as they start treatment at the New Ulm Medical Center. And we also do tummy time quilts. We hand out to the Brown County nurses that take them out to new moms and encouraging tummy time for the babies. So we've got a lot of projects that we're working on at different times, and so it's
One question. How do you become a member?
You just have to show up at one of the meetings and pay the annual dues, and that's it.
It sounds like a really fun group, and make sure you check that out. So you have over 400 quilts that are gonna be displayed, correct?
This year we have a little over 300.
Over 300. And seriously, when you walk through there, you're just like, I mean, you first start at the first row and you're like, oh my goodness. And then the second row, it's just like, oh, I mean, everyone is really, really good. It's really interesting what they come up with. It really is fun. Yeah. And there's lunch out there also. Yes. Yeah. So if your husband tags along and he gets a little bit bored, he can go and there's a spot for him. That sounds great.
Food and Essen will be providing sandwiches and
great.
Snacks.
They're always good. So again, it's going to be on Friday, April 5th and Saturday, April 6th, and at Royal Oak Center on the south end of town. So make sure you check it out, because it really is a great, great show. Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming in. All right. Welcome back. We've got Amanda Grebner, who is the Executive Director of the ISD 88 Foundation Board. And we're going to talk a little bit about what is the ISD 88 Foundation Board.
Okay, well, the ISD 88 Foundation is an organization that was started in 2012, and it came about from a group of parents who wanted to be able to raise funds for the district, to add to the programming, do some things that are extra outside of the school budget, and help enhance programming for the students and the teachers.
So and every year, ISD 88 Foundation gives grants that the teachers apply for, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
To enhance their classroom.
Correct. Yeah. In 2015, so the 2012 to 2015, we worked on fundraising and getting our endowment going. And then in 2015, we took over the Eagles Extravaganza from the Friends of ISD 88 group. They had done it for 3 years, and it was a really fun event, but they were looking for someone else to take over, and so we decided as a board to take that on as our yearly fundraiser. And This year will be our 10th year of doing
Wow.
it. I know, I can't believe it.
Okay, so and Eagles Extravaganza is going to be on Friday, April 19th.
Correct.
Okay.
Friday, April 19th at the Royal Oak Event Center. And it's from 5 p.m. to about 9 p.m. It's, whenever people want to leave. 5 o'clock to 6:30 is social hour. 6:30 is dinner. And during dinner, there is entertainment from student bands and choirs.
Which are excellent.
Yeah, and also the Hall of Fame induction ceremony will happen then. And then there's lots of games and opportunities to have fun and help us raise money for our grants and for the endowment.
Okay, so let's go back to the meal. So,
Yeah.
so who's catering this year?
This year we have Lola's, so that's exciting. Erin Bodie at Lola's is going to do some really nice pork chops from us. We get our pork chops donated by Christensen Farms.
Which is fantastic.
Yes. So he's going to make up a nice meal with that, with some roasted potatoes and in-season fresh veggies and a salad. And then we also do have a vegetarian option that you can purchase if you don't want to have the pork chop. And then a fun part about Eagles is that the servers are our students. So we gather sports team members, FFA members, whatever we can, whoever wants to volunteer, and they come dressed in their activities uniform, and they serve the meals to you. So it's really fun to bring.
It is really fun. And last year was the baseball players, wasn't
it? It was the whole baseball team last
they
year.
And they did so good.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Turner ladies asked if they would come back and help them do it more.
Yes.
But last year we were at Turner Hall, yeah.
Right. And then Jim Pearson has his cupcakes.
Yes, Jim Pearson, he's a board member, and he is a former teacher, and he is in charge of one of our fundraisers, which is a cupcake sale. So we have student volunteers that walk around and sell dessert, which is a cupcake, and they're $5, and inside of certain cupcakes are sprinkles, and if you open it up and you get sprinkles, then you win a cash prize. So it's kind of a fun
it's good. You get dessert and
you
possibly
get
a prize.
and possibly like $50 or $100, I think, is the top prize.
And they're
So-
good cupcakes too. That's
yeah,
right.
they're donated by Gut Essen.
Oh, that's neat. That's neat. Okay, so then there's other games that are there also, the wine pole and
Yep.
different games will be happening. And then auction.
Yes, there will be a silent auction this year. We are currently gathering auction items, so if you'd like to donate something, get your business out there, or if you make things at your own home and just want people to know about it, we'd love to put it in the auction. And that goes on all during the evening, and then that's one of the last things to close. And then we also will have a raffle. We have a wheeled cart that we fill with a cooler and a bunch of things for outdoor. It's like a
neat,
Sunday
yes.
fun day type of thing. And then so you can buy a raffle ticket for that, and if your name is drawn, you win the whole package. So
The night goes really fast.
it does. It goes very
between
fast.
just socializing, of course, but then the music, which is fantastic, and the Hall of Fame, and then the meal, it goes really very quickly.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, the middle school jazz band starts out during social hour, and they play some songs, and then the middle school pops choir comes on, and then we have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and then the high school band and choir join us, and they're fantastic.
They
Our
are.
choir has
Everyone
been
is-
winning awards at their competitions, so it's very exciting.
In fact, last year we had the people that now play at different venues around the area, that jazz band,
Yeah,
and
the-
they're just doing great.
Yeah, the Ulmer Quartet.
Yes.
Yeah, that was their very first performance
Was
in
that the-
public was last year, yeah. Well, they'll definitely be the Ulmer Trio this year. We're hoping that the fourth will be able to come home from college
Right,
and make
right.
it the quartet again.
But it's just great to be able to see how talented our youth are. It's
yes,
really neat.
they're
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Right.
yep.
Okay, so let's tell everyone who the inductees are this year for Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so this year our inductees, we have 4, and I want to pull this out so I don't make a mistake. So our first one is Kathleen Cordes-Backer. She was a 1964 graduate, and she's the first female mayor of New Ulm, and does all kinds of things. So she's very deserving. We're really excited to be able to
Yes.
induct her into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's neat. Yes.
And then the second one is Lou Eric. She graduated in 1977, and she is a Emmy-nominated costume designer out in Hollywood. So that's very fancy. I mean, she's very, very cool. She's done, I can't remember it off the top of my, yeah, Glee, yep, and American Horror Story.
Yes, yes.
So she's a really cool, I think it's really neat for the students to be able to see that.
Right, right. And then the third one.
Brian Rogier, he's class of 1976, and he works in South Dakota at a ranch that provides help for young boys that are having trouble. It gives they work with animals, and they work on the ranch, and it gives them a purpose in life.
And he's been doing this for many years,
Many
like
years.
25 plus years that he has been the director out there, which is amazing.
Yeah, and he's helped so many youth over his career that it's really inspiring.
So these three were students, and what's really cool is that they were all students, and a couple of them, one of them, Kathleen, this would have been her high school, which is really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other two, it would have been their junior high that they graduated from, so it's kind of cool to be in this building to list who they are. And then we've got one more staff.
Yes, our last one is Ted Sowers. He was a teacher and coach, beloved teacher and coach. He taught in this building. And he was in the district for 34 years, from 1970, right out of school. This is his first job, and he stayed until 2004.
Right.
And then he joined the foundation board after that, because he couldn't give it up.
Yes, he really is amazing, and he just passed away this last fall.
He
so
did.
So it'll be fun to recognize him and his family.
Yes.
So that'll be neat. That'll be neat. So that'll be part of the Eagles extravaganza also. And then tickets. How can we get tickets for this?
Yes, so tickets are on sale online now. You can go online at isd88foundation.org, and on the main page there's a link to the Eventbrite. And then they are also on sale at the Chamber in person and the district office in person. And the district office is located at the current middle school, which is the old high school.
Okay. So, and if they want to donate anything, if any businesses or anyone want to donate, should they just call the district office, or should they contact you via the website?
Yes, if they would like to donate anything, please, you can send me an email. My email is director@isd88foundation.org. Or if you would like to call, the phone number is 507-233-8313.
Okay. And also, just to shout out, we've got a lot of sponsors already, gold sponsors.
Yes.
And so thank you to all the businesses, and
yes,
great.
Absolutely. We have a record gold sponsors, 13 gold sponsors this year. So
and that is $1,000 level?
1,500.
1,500, and we've got 13 of those
13
sponsors.
13 of them, yeah.
So
that means there are already 13 tables of 8 sold and then we've got plenty of gold sponsors, or bronze sponsors, and silver sponsors too.
Right,
so,
right.
And if you still would like to be a sponsor, there's plenty of opportunity to do that. The posters have already been printed, but you would be on all of our social media and website and printing materials at the event.
And then during the night on the video also, your name keeps popping up there as well. So it's really a great way to advertise your business.
Yes.
And give back to the school.
Absolutely, yep. And the whole night is a celebration of New Ulm Public Schools. So we will be honoring on the slideshow staff that have had 5 years of service, 10 years of service. We're going to be honoring sports and activities individuals that have broken records, gone to state. We're trying to make it a real, like I said, a celebration of New Ulm Public Schools.
Right. And if ever you want to nominate somebody to be in the Hall of Fame, how do you go about doing that?
On our website, again, isd88foundation.org, at the very top, there's a link. You can click on Hall of Fame, and it drops down to nominate, and it will bring you to the form. And it's a very simple online form. And then once you send that to us, then we can get in contact with you and get more information and get the process going.
And you can also see who's all been nominated, or who's all inducted, I should say, already also over the years, because you've been doing it for quite a few years already.
This is our 10th year doing it as well. We have 46 inductees so far.
Right, so they're all on the website, but then all of them have a picture down at the brand new high school in the Commons area.
Correct.
Too. So it's really It's really neat.
Yeah, we have a wall of fame with a picture of them and then information on the wall about who they are and what they've done in their career. Because the Hall of Fame is really, it's twofold. It's to honor the individuals and the things that they've done, but it's really also to inspire our students so they know, like, you know, if you graduate from New Ulm Public Schools, these are the things you can do. I mean, you can be a biologist at Stanford University. You can be a district attorney for the country. You can be anything.
Right. It's such a good cross section of people
It
out there.
really
It's
is.
really neat.
Yep.
Yeah.
From artists to staff to
Or
everything.
sports players. I mean,
Sports
everything.
players, yes,
Everything is on there,
absolutely.
but
Yep.
it's really neat to see. So check that out sometime if you have a chance. So, anything else?
I just wanted to come on and really plug the Eagles Extravaganza that we have coming up. It really is a fun evening. We usually have around 300 guests that come, so it's a fun, lively group. There's lots of games and things to do, lots of chances to talk with each other, and sometimes you can interact with the students while they're waiting to perform, and especially the kids that are serving.
Right.
It's always a really fun time. It's a really positive time.
And tickets for this are $40.
Correct.
So it's really it's a fundraiser, so it's a good price for a really good meal, entertainment, and a really fun night out.
Absolutely. And
yeah.
if you order, if you reserve a table of 8, the tickets are $35 each.
Okay.
And that opportunity is online. You can do that, or by calling if you would like to purchase the tickets
Right.
in person. But
Okay.
yeah, so it's $300 for a table of 8, so it's a nice discount. And then you get a reserved spot, which is always good.
Exactly. Also, if you want to be a board member of ISD 88 Foundation, you're looking for more board members also.
Yes, we are. We currently have 12, but we can have up to 15. So it's great to have as many voices and as many interests as possible on our board. And information on that is also on our website. And that's ISD88foundation.org.
Or reach out to Amanda because
Yeah.
she's been part of this for a long time. So
Yeah,
she-
almost since the beginning.
Yes,
I can't say I was one
yes.
of the first, but
We appreciate
almost
you.
from the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you. And we were right back.